As you'll gather, Shebann's back with us. Hi again.
Hello. Let's look ahead to the Carabao Cup semi-final tonight. Of course, a nice juicy one to look forward to. Newcastle are heading it to Arsenal. Now, what's interesting when we look ahead to this game, it's kind of been seen now as like a new rivalry between these clubs. A good piece by Jordan Davis today in The Sun, going back to 2022, 2-0 defeat at St James's Park, ending Arsenal's top four hopes. Remember that?
Yep.
Then we got to see it in the documentary All or Nothing. Mikel Arteta fuming at the squad, saying it was embarrassing what happened there that night. Then you go to 2023, they played out the classic goalless draw, 9 yellow cards, 26 fouls and chaos all over the gaff. And then 10 months later, back on Tyneside, a 1-0 defeat that ultimately then cost Arsenal the title. And then there was the Anthony Gordon goal.
Correct.
So there's a lot that goes with these two teams coming up ahead of each other tonight. We look forward to it, but who needs this trophy more? Arsenal, no trophy since 2020 under Mikel Arteta. Excuse me, the FA Cup. Newcastle, trophyless since 69. Tottenham, no silverware since 2008. And Liverpool, current holders of the competition.
Right. Liverpool don't need it more.
No.
Right, I'm ruling them right out the equation. I'm not sure Arsenal need it more. Arteta might need it more. Right? There's a difference. Arteta might need it more. Arsenal might not need it as much. It's definitely between Newcastle and Spurs for me. I think both those clubs need it more.
I see from an Arsenal perspective, look, it's not be nice to win. Of course it would. But that's not the principal target. That just isn't. The Premier League or the Champions League would be the principal targets. And Arteta might well be able to put it on his CV, won a League Cup, but at the end of the day, people will still point the finger and say, yeah, but you did not win the big one. For Newcastle and Eddie Howe, look, of course I'm biased because I'm from the North East, 1969, the Intercities Fairs Cup. It's been a heck of a long way. They've got fabulous fans. I know the other clubs have as well, but they've got sensational fans. And I just hope they get a reward. I feel that Newcastle needs it the most. Not necessarily Eddie Howe, but Newcastle's a football club, and their fans need it the most.
For all the same reasons, I completely agree. Also for Spurs to be less Spursy, for Ange to follow up on what he says he does.
Absolutely.
He wins trophies in the second season. That would be brilliant. But for those reasons, I actually think what we're saying there about Arsenal, maybe they do need it. What if they don't get the Champions League? What if they don't win the title? Perhaps to rely on at least winning the Cup, as you say.
That was my point. I think
Arteta does need.
No, but people will still say, yeah, but you didn't win the league. You didn't win the Champions League. This is a consolation prize for someone like Arsenal.
a wee bit like Ten Hag, if you like. That kind of scenario.
Was rarely
you win
respected.
a couple of cups, however. Yeah, I mean, but I just think it's important for Arteta. I really do. A bit of silverware. I take Jeff's point, and he's right. People will still point the finger and say, but you never won that. But at the same time, he could do it.
I completely agree, because you look at Newcastle, they made it to the final. Okay, heartbreak against Manchester United. Then there was the Champions League nights, the happiness that he brought back to St James's Park. Spurs, without a trophy, could still be Spurs.
1969, man, dear me, you're talking 56, 57
look at
years.
Mikel Arteta. Okay, which is the most important of the games then? They play Newcastle in the first leg tonight. Then they've got Manchester United in the FA Cup on Sunday. Then they have Spurs at home on Wednesday and Villa at home on Sunday.
But what if
which
they
of
win
those
none
would
of that,
he
Jeff?
rather win?
All of them,
apart
from tonight.
I almost think it's the least important.
That's
of
what I
them
mean.
tonight. Yeah.
But what if he ends the season with nothing and he didn't prioritise this competition?
You can't prioritise this competition. It's third at best fourth at best on their pecking order. In terms of their wish list, is fourth. It's Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup in that order.
Whereas I take Jeff's point. I think Newcastle's priority would be to win something, as is Spurs. Listen, top four, they bite your hand off for that, but the priority would be to win something, I think.
Fan happiness.
Yes.
Newcastle fans, Spurs fans in a final at Wembley, one of them getting silverware for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, it would be brilliant.
Yeah.
In fairness, as far as the Carabao Cup is concerned, because of the way it's panned out, they can't help but have a fantastic final, can they? With the four teams that are left in it now. So, but most Newcastle fans, by the way, it's my idea that most Newcastle fans, if you said to them now, top four or win the League Cup, most would say win the League Cup.
I agree. Well, it's a juicy one live on talkSPORT tonight.
Thanks, Shebahn.
Thanks.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.